the way to Tripla to do our groceries. It is so amazing the whole day because it was raining throughout the day non-stop. It really reminds me of the rainy season back in Myanmar and in Singapore, so I feel like I'm back at home. Oh my god, I really like how bumpy these are. So we just finished playing the badminton. There were like at least 4 different badminton courts, and as you saw, only 2 courts were occupied, and we played for an hour, and then the shift changed again and 2 other courts were occupied again. So that was nice. And now I'm just gonna be changing my shoes. Obviously this is another day, so we rode our bike all the way towards Lahden, which is like a market square but in the Lahti area. So when we left the house it was still kind of bright, but suddenly it looks like we are now under a big cloud, so it's not as bright as it was earlier. It is a Portuguese restaurant. It was a bit difficult to get a seat here because I guess we were here during the lunch hour and quite crowded, so we weren't able to get a seat. So we had to wait around for a couple of minutes, maybe like 10-15 minutes, but in the end we got a seat. It's gonna be our first time trying Portuguese dish, so quite exciting. How does it taste? So here's my food. It's mostly with rice and chicken and some garden salad, but we have to use this peri sauce as well. So I'm gonna try mine. The sauce is like really thick.
Hamburger sauce, like mayonnaise.
I like the sauce. Really tasty. Let's taste the rice. I can taste some herbs, but I don't know what they are. Kind of reminds me of the chicken rice.
Exactly. So.
But I guess chicken rice is not as expensive. Once again, we are in Eira, and we're now gonna go find some place to hang out, you know, with a cup of coffee and also ice cream. Right now, this is like the beginning of summer, and I think it's the right time to start our ice cream season. This is our first softies of this summer season. It's really creamy. So we are riding towards the Helsinki wine church. So along this ride, I have seen a lot of old cars that are like just dry riding along this path. So that's pretty cool. So I'm currently walking across the Esplanade Park. So at first we were thinking of grabbing a cup of coffee in this park, but I guess it's better to find someplace else. Directly facing towards the sun, and you can see loads and loads of people moving around. I'm finally back at home, and on my way back I bought myself a couple of Pinoy flowers. They are just supermarket flowers, but I have to say they look amazing and they smell amazing as well. I was not so familiar with Pinoy flowers, but they somehow give the similar vibe as roses, which I like. And I feel like I haven't really made a video where I sat down and talked to the camera in a while. It's also because I've been taking a lot of vlogs video, like whenever I'm on the move then I take the video, so I haven't really have time to sit down and talk to you guys. It is still so bright outside, even though it is like 7 in the evening, which is supposed to be dark, or at least supposed to get a bit darker, but it's not. I feel like I'm still active, even though I have spent all my energies just going around throughout the day. I'm still so energetic, so I have to cool down a little bit. Maybe it also has to do with the amount of coffee that I have had. I think today I had like 3 different cups of coffee at different times, so my engine is still keep going. I have to give you an update about the COVID restriction situation here in Finland and in Helsinki. Back in March, we have had a bit tighter restrictions where people can't really dine in the restaurants and they can like go to museums or the libraries and so on. But nowadays the restrictions have been a bit more lenient, so that means you can now dine in the restaurants, you can go to libraries because they accept at least like half the capacity of its original capacity. So for example, library like OD, they have this counter which count the number of people that are inside the library itself. And I heard that in some smaller libraries they will monitor it manually. That's how they're gonna control the amount of people inside. And at the same time, the museums, they also have the capacity limit, and the limit is that 50 people at a time in one museum. Social gatherings is now acceptable as long as it is kept under less than 50 people in a group. So that means people can start arranging summer barbecue or grill parties, which is good. I think this summer period is really supposed to be one of the best period to be in Finland. Well, I'm sure you have also noticed in my vlogs, like earlier clips as well, even today there were a lot of people in the city center. People were just like hanging out. Even us, we were hanging out. So yeah, I guess it's all about the precaution and your personal hygiene. Like just make sure that you're washing your hands, wearing your mask whenever you're in a shopping mall or like even in a restaurant when you're ordering food from the counter. So that type of thing you will see everyone is doing. But of course it's also nice that we are responsibly enjoying our time here. A little bit of update on the situation in Myanmar. This is something very difficult to give you an update about. People can't really take out cash from the bank. Sometimes they have to queue for like 4 or 5 hours in a day, like in front of the ATM, and the queues are usually very long. And there is also a limit of cash that you can take out. So it's like each person can only take out $300 equivalent jets from the ATM. So yeah, the cash is very tight there. Even though there are services where you can use like online banking, like a bank transfer type of payment, it is possible. But the thing is that people are not having trust in the banking system in Myanmar anymore. So even though they could still use those like online banking system, they don't feel like using it, and they still want to have the cash, because sometimes, you know, in a situation like that, cash really is the king. Definitely I could be making a whole new video about what's going on in Myanmar as of now, because a lot of things are happening. The revolution is still ongoing. People are now fighting back slowly against the dictatorship. Of course, the general public really is like rooting for the revolutionary group so that we could just eradicate the dictatorship. Like, when is it gonna happen? So I have also been thinking about changing my YouTube username. Currently it is Ihana Pön. A bit of background on my YouTube username. So I started making vlogs back in 2016-17, and by then I already know a little bit of Finnish. So I really like the word Ihana because it sounds really cute and it means amazing in Finnish. And then I have my own house name, like the name that my parents called me at home. It is called Pön. So that's why I decided that I want to use the 2 words Ihana Pön. So that's my username. One day I was watching this movie by Markii. I think it was about the man who didn't have a past, or the man who forgot his past. That's the name of the movie, by the way. And I saw that there is a scene where there was a bucket full of dirty water, and it says it is bö. So bö is like a bacteria. I thought that maybe I could use that word, like bö, in my name to become Pön. Yeah, so this is how my YouTube name came about, like Ihana Pön. So I didn't know that I would be sticking to the name for a long time, and I ended up using it for like until now, which will be, I don't know, like 5 years. But now I really feel like I really want to change that name from Pön, because I think it's really difficult to pronounce, and not only that, it's like hard to find the Finnish letter So my idea is that I just want to remove that name Pön completely, and I will replace it with my name, my house name, called Bone. By the way, Bone, it's a Burmese name. It's more like a heap of something. So it's like a house name that my parents gave me, and I really love it. And I still like the word Ihana because it sounds really cute as well. So my new channel name would be Ihana Pön instead of Ihana Pön. So maybe it doesn't really make that much difference if you really don't know the background, but to me it makes a huge difference. Now I can really relate to this name. Like somebody called me, oh, you must be Ihana Pön on the street, which has happened before. Then in that case I know they are talking about me, because yes, Pön is my name and I love the word Ihana. So yeah, this is gonna be my channel name. I'm not going to be changing it immediately, but I'll be doing it next week when I have a bit more time. Yeah, just let me know what you guys think about it. Hopefully you still think that the username suits me as well. I'm sure you cannot tell, but instead of getting sunburn, I'm getting a bit more brown. That's how my skin reacts whenever I'm under the sunlight for a long period of time. But yeah, I kind of like this color. I guess I don't need to use any like tanning equipment, and I just like immediately get tanned just within one day, which is perfect. I guess I'm gonna end my video right here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and leave a comment down below. It really helps me out a lot, and I'm gonna see you guys in my next one. Bye!